Hi, my name is Tyler with Electric Personal Training, and today we're going to be going over the dip. Now, the dip is an exercise that we can do to work either the triceps or the lower chest, depending on how we do it. It's going to be a more vertical pressing pattern, and we're going to need something like the captain's chair. Now, our setup and which muscles we're working is going to depend on how we angle our upper body. An upright dip, the more traditional dip, is going to work the triceps. That will look something like this. Now, if you notice, my elbows get all the way to 90 degrees, and that is the goal for us on the dip. Now, the dip is an extremely challenging exercise, and just like most of our challenging exercises, we can use the range of motion as our progressive overload. So that means week after week, you're going deeper and deeper until you can get to 90 before adding any extra stimulus like higher reps. Or if you're someone who has mastered the dip, you can also carry a dumbbell between your legs or around your waist with a belt. Now, if we work the dip with a forward leaning torso, that's gonna push us more into a slightly more horizontal press, although still mostly vertical, to work the lower chest. Now, what this is going to look like is this. It's not a huge difference from the typical dip, but it will engage the lower chest a bunch more. Now, this one is going to be tougher. This variation will be tougher on an assisted machine. However, you can still do it by setting your knees towards the back of the assisted pad. If you don't have access to an assisted machine and still want to get some dips in, it can be helpful to sling a resistance band around the handles and use that to assist your weight up. Now, if you can't quite do dips with your body weight or don't have access to any form of assistance and want a way to do a similar motion at home, here's a substitution for you. We're gonna avoid the traditional bench dip here because it's gonna put quite a bit of strain on our wrists, which is uncomfortable for most people. It's also just not gonna give us the value we like out of our triceps that we can get out of this substitution right here. This is the bench decline push-up. You can just take the bottom of a bench. You can use any kind of support. So it doesn't have to be a bench. It can be a Smith machine set to a low setting. It can be a couch. It can be a chair. It just needs to be something at this lower height. We're going to set our hands just like for a push-up. I like to grab the sides of the bench. And now if we want to really emulate the feeling of a dip, we're going to lean our hips in. This will allow us to do the dip motion, more of a forward-leaning dip, but still getting the motion without carrying as much of our body weight because some of it is carried by our feet. Now, to make it tougher, we can work our feet in a little bit to carry more of our body weight, or shift our hips back to make it a little easier, closer to a regular push-up. The more we lean in and come vertically, the more triceps we're going to engage. Now, we can't get to a full 90, but we can get really close. This will help us work the same motion as a dip until we're ready to step up to the captain's chair and get some dips in. And that's about going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content and want to see more fitness content from EPT, go ahead and subscribe here for more videos, as well as on Facebook and Instagram at EPT Evanston. And if you haven't already, check out our free fitness tracking app on the App Store for free, available now.